Hello everyone, Praise here, and welcome back to not Let's Play, just Pokemon Y Fairy Monotype Challenge. It's gonna take me a while to get over that little thing I've been doing for so long. But last time, we got through the Salutane Forest, and actually caught a Pikachu, as odd as that may seem. But we need to capture another Pokemon to actually start off our adventure right now. Kids, I need you to leave me alone. Well, maybe we'll get it right here off the bat. Nope, but that is a Bidoof. Bidoof, being a normal type, evolves into Bibarel, a normal water type. But right now it's just normal typing, so we're gonna... Well, actually, you know what? For the sake of having what I'm going to refer to as an HM slave later on, we're gonna just try and catch right now. Don't do what I'm doing right now. This is not supposed to work normally, but because of how they gear the game starting out, they make the early encounters easy catches. So I'm going to hold on to this Bidoof and this Pikachu for in my PC, which I'll show you what a PC is in a little bit here. I'm going to hold on to them in my PC as what they will be referred to as is an HM slave, which HMs we won't see, but basically they are field moves that allow you to do things you normally would not be able to do. Now, Bidoof is a great source of one of these, but when it comes to HM slaves, usually you're not supposed to have... You're only there just to do exactly that. Oh, hello, Burmy. I actually have no use for you, but Burmy is actually a special kind of character. Depending upon what environment you do a lot of fighting in, Burmy will change its coding, which will also change its typing later on. So Burmy is a pure bug type, but depending upon what areas you do a lot of your fighting in, you're leveling up in, and all that jazz, Burmy's coat will change to either a... Well, it's normal grass coating, which it has on now, a sand coating, or a... Well, it looks like Sakura leaves, but it's like a garbage coating, which will, like, when Burmy evolves into Wormadam, will make it either a bug grass, a bug ground, or a bug steel type. I don't want to catch this one. I want to just run away. I want to take me and my soon-to-be not part of me Pokemon to a PC, and maybe capture what I actually want for my first Pokemon out here, which is not this Bunnelby. So Bunnelby we will definitely see later on, so I'm not going to talk too much about it right now, but seeing as it is a Pokemon that was introduced in this generation, it'll be reintroduced to us a lot of times in normal battles and in future encounters. Dang. Oh, hi. Whoa. Well, aren't you a little bit of rude? Okay, now... Santaloon. I keep thinking Santaloon. Hello, Pokemon Center. Hello, Tierno. You're going to teach me about Pokemon Center, I bet. Yep. Anyway. Yes? Yeah, I was just about to get to that. Tierno, I know what I'm doing. Let me... There we go. Thank you. So, Pokemon Centers. As of the 5th generation games, they actually combine Pokemon Centers and Pokemarts into one big central hub. So that way, if you need stuff, you can just stop all in one place. Now, Pokemon Centers right here. If you talk to the Nurse Joy behind the counter, they will take your Pokemon, any Pokemon you have, and heal them up. But I'm first going to stop at the PC here, like he said, go to someone's PC, which we'll meet later, and deposit a majority of the Pokemon we've caught. Basically, these Pokemon that you catch and put into the PC, you can withdraw at any point to use for any reason, for any purpose, I should say. But do know that while a Pokemon is stored in the PC, it will not be as friendly to you. It will still obey your orders, but it won't be as friendly to you. Anyway, but friendliness does play a huge role. Tierno, what do you got for me, bud? Oh, I'm already... Okay. Okay. So back here, there are two clerks here. Now, I can't remember which one is which. But one Pokemon will sell you Pokeballs and potions. Oh, I didn't even explain about money. Whoops. But they'll have more Pokeballs and different kinds of potions available later on. And in the Pokemart, you can buy some of those items I was mentioning earlier, actually. Or in this half of it. Now, the other half of the Pokemart, either they'll have items like this, which are referred to as the battle items that I talked about an episode or two ago. Which they sell items that basically will raise a stat up to their peak potential. So, for example, X speed. It will raise your stat. It will raise your speed stat to ×4 of what it would normally be. So you will almost be guaranteed to move first. And same goes for almost every other item here. But what I'll do for a lot of those items is I will just straight up sell them, because they really don't have a lot of impact on your battling styles. Also, while you're in a Pokemon Center, good idea for tips and also to get some free stuff is just talk to people. Hi. Also the fitting room, which we will not get... well, the fitting rooms I'll talk more about later, but first I actually have to capture the Pokemon I want. So, what I'm going to do here, sneakily, here we go, is in this grass on this route here, is my first Pokemon. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to cut away for a little while I work on getting what I want, because it is kind of a lower end chance of finding it. But once I do find it, I will be sure to let you know. I accidentally got into a battle here, but, well, we can at least show out how rollout works, and I can explain it to you a little bit. How rollout works for the most part is basically, you are locked into attacking with this move for 5 turns. And it starts out only doing 20 damage. But each turn, it doubles. So it did 20, now it's going to do 40, which will knock out this Pichu. But next turn, it will do 80. The 4th turn, it would do 160. I feel like I'm doing the math wrong. 320 for the last one? I guess it is a big build-up, so it does need a while to get to that amount of base damage, but you get the idea. Anyway, I'm going back to looking. And there it is, I believe. Let me just make sure we got the right one here. Yes, we do. So, Azurill is actually going to be the first Pokemon on our team. Now... oh... please don't hurt too much, Chespin. Okay, this is alright. So, some of you out there that aren't familiar to the 6th generation are probably thinking, wait, Azurill? Isn't that Pokemon like just normal typing? Azurill and its evolutions have been reworked for the 6th generation to also be part fairy. So even Azurill here, normally being normal type, is now normal fairy. And seeing as this is this is an event where we get our very first Pokemon, I figure, why not use the event Pokeball for it? Premier Ball, go! One, two... dang it! Well, I tried. Excuse you, that's quite rude. Well, I guess not gonna try another one. So yeah, some Pokemon are a little harder to catch than others, as you can see. Well, a standard Pokeball it is. I tried. Now, something I didn't mention is that sometimes when you throw a Pokeball to capture a Pokemon... thank you. Sometimes when you throw a Pokeball to capture a Pokemon, it has a chance you have a chance of doing what is referred to, what has been added in this game, which is called a crit capture. Critical captures basically mean that your effective catch rate has been tripled on that throw, if not more. It swings its large, nutrient-filled tail around to fight opponents bigger than itself. It is so small and adorable. Now, for this, a lot of times when I've done the Pokemon games, I've named Pokemon after certain themes or certain people I know. But this time I'm once again going to go with the latter name, but it's going to have a little more substantial meaning, I guess. Seeing as this, unless there's a 7th generation, this is probably the last Monotype I'll do unless I want to revisit any generation, for whatever reason. So, I have names picked out of 6 people, and if I haven't picked your name, don't worry. And you're watching this, don't worry. You're not like somebody I hate, so to say. It's just that these people have done a lot for me and have also been really good friends to me. So, if you don't see your name on here, don't worry. It's not that I don't like you or anything. I've already gone over this. Whatever. So for this first one, well, some people can already tell where this one's going to go if they know me a little bit more beyond the YouTube side of things. I'm going to be naming this one Devin. Devin, as a lot of people may also know him as, is Maryland. Also, this is a plug for his site, but I mainly do write articles for Devin's website, Maryland.com, and, overall, he's just been kind of an awesome friend to me as I met him recently, so. We'll heal up, and now that we have our first Pokemon, Chespin, sorry bud, you gotta go away. The run officially starts now. And it's already level 5 and it has an attacking move, so that's something that I should have touched on. But if your starting Pokemon that you get has no way to defend itself at all, but you need to level it up to get to that point, there is a little bit of a I'm not sure I can't think of what the actual word is for it. A little smudge rule or a little footnote rule. I guess a rule 2A, if you will. That if your Pokemon cannot defend itself in a battle, you are allowed to at least level it up to a point where it can defend itself before you start your run officially. But Chespin, sorry bud, the run begins now. So yes, our first Pokemon is Azurill. And now we're also going to do something that I mentioned last episode as well. Now that we have our first available Pokemon to fight, we're going to take this Pokemon and do just that. So I'm going to head back into the forest and do some fighting. And here. But basically what's going to happen is I'm going to start fighting trainers along the way. Actually fight them. And I'm going to speed up. I'm going to speed up the footage so you can at least get a feel for the battling. But I'm going to fight every trainer from here till in the forest to back out. So let's go ahead and cue up a little bit of music. And I think with that, that takes care of all the fights. Anyway, so some of you may have noticed a few things that went on during that. I will call it by its actual name, which you know its nickname as well. Azurill did get Bubble, which is effectively the same power as Water Gun, but I kept Water Gun and Bubble because Splash does no damage at all. So I kept them both because right now Azurill is the only Pokemon we have, so we need more moves. And you'll also notice that a lot of my opponents were using a lot of moves that were like attack down and defense down. Those are the physical variants, whereas Bubble and Water Gun are both special attacks. So if it actually happens in a battle, I'll try and talk about more the difference between physical and special attacks are. Actually, I could probably show it off really quick here before we end off. Summary. But for the moves, as you can see here, if it has this little swirly pond-looking effect on it, that's referred to as a special attack. So that's affected by your special attack stat. If you ever see an attack that has the category of a yin-yang symbol like this, it basically means it's in a status. It affects the status of something. So it doesn't do any damage, but it will do something else to affect a status. And I guess we don't have anything else. Also, as you notice, moves have accuracies. Some have less, some have more. Well, our turn moves actually have the best accuracy, 100%. But sometimes some moves will have accuracy like you see here, where it's just dashes. This means this move works no matter what. There are a couple attack moves that do this, and a couple effect moves that do this as well. Oh wait, hold on. Did I get the good Meryl? Yeah, I got the good Azumarill that has huge power. So I didn't even notice this, but Azumarill can have, I think, thick fat and huge power for its abilities. Huge power, basically, I believe it doubles their attacking stat. So we have a Azurill that effectively has 20 attack power but no attacking moves. Also, its nature is quirky, which actually that's a nature that doesn't boost or lower any of its stats. So we have like a run-of-the-mill, middle-of-the-line, double attack power Azurill. Good call. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and heal up here, and then next time we're gonna go look at some of the events that happen here in Charlatan City. I can't remember the actual name of cities very well, but we'll look at some various things, and I'll explain a lot of things that a lot of NPCs have been talking about in terms of clothing and items and all this stuff. Plus, give you examples of why you should talk to everybody. So, everyone, thank you so much for watching this episode of the Pokemon Y Fairy Monotype Challenge, and I hope to see you next time. Take care, everyone.